Okay, now that you're aware of the basic terms, this is a diagram of a heart. And believe me, this is the simplest diagram I could find on internet, because this actually shows you the pathway also. The blood flows twice inside a heart for circulation, for the purpose of circulation. This we will be learning how does it flow twice, okay, and what are its pathway. You can see the four chambers. The upper two chambers are called the atrium. The lower chambers, the two chambers at the bottom, are called the ventricles. Okay. The right chambers, the chambers at the right side deals with the deoxygenated blood, the blood that lacks oxygen. Okay. The left chambers, the chambers at the left side deals with the oxygenated blood, that is the blood rich in oxygen. Then comes the role of vena cava. The vena cava is where all the veins merge together. So from the veins, the deoxygenated blood falls into the right atrium. The deoxygenated blood falls into the right atrium. The right side is shown in bluish green in color because of the absence of oxygen. And when it is rich in oxygen, it becomes much more reddish in color. So when the blood from the vena cava falls into the right atrium, the blood then passes on to the right ventricle. From the right atrium to the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the blood moves to the pulmonary artery. The blood goes away from the heart. The blood goes away from the heart here, and that is why we call it pulmonary artery. And why do we call it pulmonary? The pulmonary term is related to lungs. Okay, so here there is a different pathway, that is pulmonary circuit. The circulation going on in and around the lungs. So the pulmonary artery takes the blood from the right ventricle to the lungs, and from the lungs what happens? The deoxygenated blood that reaches the lungs from the pulmonary artery is oxygenated, is enriched with blood. Do you remember from where does this oxygen come from? By the process of respiration. When you breathe in, the oxygen is collected in the, are you able to remember it? Alveolus, isn't it? The blood, the oxygen is collected in the alveolus, and this oxygen is diffused into the deoxygenated blood that comes from the pulmonary artery. Okay, now the oxygenated blood, the oxygen rich blood from the lungs is transferred to pulmonary vein. Here the vein carries oxygenated blood from the lungs. So from the pulmonary vein, the blood returns back to the left chambers of the heart. That is the left atrium, beginning with the left atrium. So when the blood falls into the left atrium, by contraction, it moves down to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood moves into the aorta. That is the largest artery, you can call as the largest artery. That is the aorta branches into arteries. Okay, that reaches the blood to different parts of the body. So from the aorta, the blood is pumped to different parts of the body. Which type of blood? The oxygenated blood that came from the lungs through pulmonary veins. Is that clear till now? Okay, this diagram would be difficult to make, the diagram of this heart. There is a much more simpler diagram, that is this one. This is much more easy to make. This doesn't look like a heart at all, but those who are very weak in drawing, those who are not able to make it at all, can refer this diagram also. And also there is this flow chart which you can refer, just like the respiration I showed you a flow chart. So this is a flow chart regarding double circulation. In this flowchart, you can see whatever I had discussed now is mentioned here. If you just go through, if you refer this flowchart, you will be able to describe the whole process of blood circulation, the whole process of double circulation in heart. You will be able to explain it. So make sure you refer this flowchart. Take the screenshots of this flowchart. I'll be showing it at the end, the full screen. Take the screenshot, draw it in your notebook, draw the diagram of heart, which one you feel is easier. You can draw the original one if you are good in drawing. If you're not that good at it, you can refer to the other one. Okay, so this will be your home task. Write down the flowchart as well as the diagram of the heart. Okay, so that is all with the double circulation. You must have observed from the right atrium, right chambers, the blood moves to the lungs, and then from the lungs it again returns back after being oxygenated second time. So 2 times the blood moves in and out of the heart, through the heart. So I hope you understood the whole process of double circulation in heart. So complete the task, and rest of the processes we will be discussing in the next session. Stay home, stay safe. Goodbye.